Hello, everybody. I posted a community post yesterday asking which case you would like to see today for true crime, and a lot of you said Richard Allen and the Delphi case for Abby and Libby. So we're going to look into how the trial maybe is expected to roll out, and kind of get, I guess, clarification on previous readings about what happened and why. So it has officially begun as of October 14th. They're doing jury selections. The trial is expected to last 6 weeks. The legal proceedings have been complicated with numerous delays and legal disputes involving Allen's defense team, including the withdrawal of his original attorneys. The trial is now moving forward with new defense lawyers, and significant media restrictions are in place during the proceedings. No cameras, no audio. I think there's like no electronic devices allowed in there at all, if I understand that correctly. So let's look into what we can get about this. Please remember that this is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not fact. Okay. Let's start with Richard Allen. What is Richard Allen's overall energy right now going into this? In terms of what he feels about his counsel or whatever. The Empress. Death, the Empress. The Tower. I take that as he feels like he had a better shot with his previous counsel. The ending of something is bringing me a Tower moment. The ending of something I thought was going to help me is bringing a Tower moment. The Moon. What is the factor that's unseen here yet that in Richard Allen's mind, the previous counsel would have been able to help better with? Assassination, murder for hire in reverse. That makes me think of the Odinism theory that the previous counsel wanted to push, that I believe the judge said is not admissible. Surveillance. Why does this give me the energy of like, if I'm Richard Allen, I got my first counsel to bring in the Odinism, but because of how it fell apart and wasn't approved, now I know that no additional counsel is going to be able to bring that in, and that's what I think is the issue. Does that make sense? Danger in reverse. Because they don't want to put themselves in a position of danger. Ooh. Would it be fair to say that Richard Allen believes that someone got to his previous counsel, like someone scared them, intimidated them, something to that effect? Self-sabotage, which caused them to pull out or want to withdraw or make what I got in my other reading was like, because you know how it was someone saw paperwork from the council that they weren't supposed to be able to access, but the lawyer let them in the room with the sensitive information. And in the other reading that I did, I remember questioning, like, did they do that on purpose? And we have self-sabotage coming out, danger in reverse. Like, I want to be off of this because I got too close to something. Is that just what Richard Allen thinks, or is that the reality of the situation? Propaganda, fake news. It's just what he thinks, or what he's convinced himself of, if that makes sense. Okay, so Richard Allen feels like because the Odinism angle is not admissible, that no counsel now is going to be able to really help him. That gives me the energy of Richard Allen feeling like he's like a dead man walking. Like, there's no way for me to get out of this. I know it's not going to go in my favor. Is that a fair representation of his feelings right now, as in Richard Allen? Angels, ancestors, blowing the final trumpet. Clarify that. It's a weird card to come out. Healing, recovery, alignment in reverse. Blowing the final trumpet. I'm not going to be able to get back into alignment. I'm not going to get back out of this. The angels, ancestors kind of makes me feel like, how do I word this? What we already know in terms of, I try this angle and it gets denied. It feels like he knows that there's no way to bring in any other solution to this that would get him out of it, because the one has been so publicly declined. Yeah, sad, emotional. All right, let's go to the next question. Let's see here. Let's look at how the trial will unfold for Richard Allen. What can we know about how this is going to go for him? So right now they're in jury selection. 3 of Pentacles, the gathering of the jury, the getting everyone in their place type thing. What happens throughout jury selection? 2 of Pentacles. So I take a step back. As they're getting everything in place with the jury, I take a step back. Or something gets put into place as I take a step back. The Hierophant. I feel like I'd word that as right now figuring out or shifting the way that the case is going to be presented based off of the dynamic of the jury and any issues that come up in jury selection. I feel like what this means is almost like there's this feeling of Richard Allen and possibly his team kind of feeling like it's going to be hard to select the jury that's going to be unbiased. Okay, I word this as they're selecting the jury, they're looking for which juror or jurors are they going to be able to later say had some kind of bias, because they expect the trial to not go in his favor and they are anticipating needing a Hail Mary pass. So out of these jurors, which one can we kind of let in here that we later can say, oh, maybe they had a little bias here, and try and jump on that if and when this doesn't go in Richard Allen's way. Does that make sense? Like, which one of these jurors can we use later to try and get something thrown out after it's already been put in place in terms of like a verdict? Yeah, 4 of Cups. I anticipate being disappointed by this verdict, so I'm trying to see which one of the jurors that it can be who we later claim had some kind of bias, and see if we can get something that's in place in terms of a verdict overturned. That's how I feel. I almost feel like I don't know if we would find out about this though, but it almost feels like there's one juror that it almost looks like the defense should have fought harder to not let in or something. But they do, because they're hoping to use that later, because they don't see this going his way regardless. That's what I'm getting. The Empress, that's that same card from the last pool. So because the Odinism didn't go in my favor, I need to try and throw a Hail Mary pass by using some kind of juror later. That's what I'm getting for that. Child in reverse under 3 of Pentacles. Richard Allen feels like all the sympathy, and rightfully so, but the amount of sympathy for how long this has been and what was brutally done to those girls, it's like Richard Allen, in my opinion, feels like there's gonna be no way to sway this jury, so what kinda I'm not even focused on swaying the jury, obviously the lawyers are, but I'm not focused on swaying the jury, I'm focused on what Hail Mary pass can I use after this doesn't go in my favor. Propaganda, fake news under 2 of Pentacles. Take a step back. What kind of plan could be in place before jury selection that like, we're looking for something specific. We're looking for someone specific to push to put them on the jury or to agree to put them on the jury when we should probably fight against this person. And we end up trying to build a play around that. Oh, it's weird. Clarify the Hierophant. Yes. Hierophant would be higher knowledge. Higher knowledge is what I just said. A premeditation, or we're planning this in advance. Biology, chemistry, scientific. It doesn't feel like it would be someone that has a connection with someone in the case per se that they would accidentally slip by onto the jury because it feels too high profile for that. It feels like a different reason, not we end up finding out later that someone on the jury knows someone in the case and there's, like, extreme bias like that. It's like some other kind of something similar to that, but not from that way. It's, like, not someone that ends up being on the jury that's connected to someone, but there is some kind of connection that's later gonna be exploited to try and get something overturned after it's turned against Richard Allen. Clarify 4 of Cups, disappointed. Secret government program. Disappointed that the Odinism angle didn't work. The Empress in reverse, alive in reverse, top secret in reverse. I really feel like Richard Allen feels like the previous council self-sabotaged because of someone getting to them. Like intimidating them. And I can't tell if that's what he truly thinks or that's what he convinced himself of in some kind of delusion. Can't really tell. Okay, so that's after jury. That was jury selection. After jury selection, what can we expect for Richard Allen? Knight of Wands. Some kind of fast movement on something. The High Priestess. Fast movement forward because of what we don't know yet. So jury selection ends, the trial begins, and there's some kind of fast movement. I almost want to use the word bulldoze. It's going to look like some kind of information that we don't know yet. And I don't know, like, if this is something that's going to be fully reported at the time or if we'll find out like later or at the conclusion because of the lack of being able to record or whatever. But it feels like the trial begins and there is something that we don't know yet that comes out that is basically like, okay, how do I word this? You know how they've been very secretive about certain things and trying not to really give too much information. What I'm seeing is that's on purpose because of the difficulty in finding an unbiased jury because of how public this has been. It feels like there is some kind of information that they purposely kept under wraps that as soon as trial actually begins, they bulldoze Richard Allen with this. And it almost feels like something that we're not necessarily going to see coming, but something that Um, something that what? I almost wanna say undeniable proof, but it doesn't feel like that's it feels like that's, like, a little bit of a stretch to say it like that. So, like, if undeniable proof is here hold on, I can't see where my hand is. If undeniable proof is here, It's like here. So it's well on the way, but it's not necessarily undeniable proof, but it's something they can like bulldoze him with. 9 of Swords. There's one big person, a bunch of little people. Something they can bulldoze him with. 9 of Swords. Something he's worried about coming out. Not something he's worried about coming out. Something he's worried about how they're going to use it. But it feels like whatever this angle is, they have more weights behind it than he may know that they have or expect them to have. 3 of Wands. I'm waiting for this to come out, but I also don't see exactly how bad it's going to be. Richard Allen's feelings about when this comes out. 3 of Cups in reverse. I feel like everybody's going to go against me now. Let's see what this is. Clarify Knight of Wands. Speeds. Quick speed. Aliens. Seeing the signs. Speed. Speed would be like a UFO. Zip, zip, zipping. I'm wondering if it's some kind of like CCTV, or you know how they were asking people who were in that one parking lot that day? I think it was a parking lot. Something like that. They were asking for, if you were here at this time back then, give us your footage. I'm wondering if they have something that hasn't been made public yet. And that is what puts the pedal to the metal on that bulldoze situation with the speed. Clarify High Priestess. Anger, rage in reverse. A secret that makes people happy. Not happy, but like, oh, they got him type of thing. Or like, oh, whatever it is that's the bulldozer erases doubt in a lot of people's minds that may still doubt if the right actions are being taken or the right things are happening. Stranger. Yeah, those who doubt, those who think it's someone else that we don't know about yet. Clarify 9 of Swords. What is he worried about? Alive. I'm worried about staying alive. I'm worried about staying alive. Why? Affair, cheating in reverse, and truth. Trash in reverse and hidden network. I'm worried about staying alive. I'm worried about staying alive if I expose or bring to light someone who's part of the hidden network who was always knowingly working for the other side. It feels like Richard Allen wants to find a way to bring. Remember how he accused the officers in the jail of intimidating him or whatever, as the reason he made the confession? It feels like his team wants to figure out a way to use that angle without using what was denied from coming in. So, like, you can't go this route, but how do we still bring up this without going that route? I forget what it's called, but you remember how one side has to get the other side to open a door to something, and then once that door is open, they can go down that line of questioning. It feels like that, and it feels like Richard Allen knows that if they publicly open that door during trial, then it's putting his life at risk, but he's willing to do it anyway if they have the opportunity to. That's what I'm getting. Clarify 3 of Wands. Waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Work, breakup, separation, divorce. I'm waiting for it. Construction. The plan is under construction because we have to pull someone away from their previous testimony, and that is the opening of that door. So it feels like Richard Allen's team slash Richard Allen needs to find a way to get someone on the stand to be pushed into a corner to contradict previous testimony. That's the opening of some kind of door that Richard Allen knows after that door is open. I'm a little bit at risk, a little bit more at risk here, but I need to do that. What is it called? Fruit of the poisonous tree? Is that or is that something else? No, that's it feels like that is linked in with this door thing. Okay, so Richard Allen's team needs to get the other side to go back on their testimony on the stand so that the door to something that they weren't allowed to talk about previously is then opened, or at least they have a case to be able to re-talk about if that would be admissible. Okay. But then once that door is open, Richard Allen slash team feels like there may be something that's the fruit of the poisonous tree. So if you get this one piece of evidence to be sour, everything you got from that gets thrown out. It feels like they're banking on that. Three of Cups in reverse. But once some kind of evidence comes out, it's going to Richard Allen feels like it will turn a lot of people against him. What is that? Oh. Organized crime. Military operation in reverse. A plan by others that did not work. It stopped moving. Plan by others that did not work. It stopped moving. Dismemberment. And he wants to get that piece to fall apart. If he can get someone to go back on their previous testimony because of being backed into a corner of some kind of lie, him slash his team, Richard Allen, feels allegedly as though they can make the strategy used to convict or to accuse him and get him arrested fall apart. Like if I pull on this thread, the whole fabric starts to fall apart type of thing. Hold on one second. Okay. Let's then look at the plan that Richard Allen has in his mind and or that his team has. What can we expect to come from that plan as the trial unfolds? The world, completion of the plan, everything coming full circle, the star, everything being made public. It's almost like in order for Richard Allen to try and throw up this Hail Mary pass, so to speak, it's almost like I need to approach something from the perspective of guilty knowledge. 10 of Swords. Some kind of painful ending. I need to put an ending to some kind of illusion. 8 of Wands and 10 of Pentacles. Building the foundation for everything to crumble. Almost like my last attempt here at the Hail Mary is to get myself into a position of potential guilty type knowledge in order to try and grab someone else and pull them down with me in hopes that as I pull them down, I can push myself back up. I don't know if that's pulling on a string of how the investigation was done or corners that were cut or something like that, but it's like tied to guilty knowledge in some way. Clarify the world, the ending of some kind of cycle. Propaganda, fake news, and secret government program. The ending of a cycle being made public. Bad info given by the government. So if I'm Richard Allen and I wanna take someone down with me, but I need to give some kind of guilty knowledge, it would be, "Look, this is what they did wrong. I need to highlight that by telling you the truth, but the truth makes me look bad. But in making myself look bad, I'm hoping that I can get the fruit of the poisonous tree, get other things thrown out based off of this bad piece of the puzzle by the government." The star, what do we need to focus on that's being made public here? Secret being revealed. Something that's right now secret being revealed. Hotel, motel, and abuse, neglect, trapped in reverse. So a release of what was previously a secret about someone giving the key to abuse their power. It's like, I know that this person covered up for the way that this person did something wrong in the investigation, and to bring that forward, I need to reveal some kind of guilty knowledge in order to get the fruit of the poisonous tree element in place. But I can't use the Odinism angle, I need to use something else. 10 of Swords, painful ending. AI in reverse, a painful ending of the truth. A painful ending of artificial information, that's why it's turned around. What is the lie that Richard Allen's team is going to try and highlight that they feel is fruit of the poisonous tree info? High vibes in reverse, neighborhood in reverse. Something that's public knowledge. Something that's already public knowledge. Angels, ancestors in reverse. A lot of low vibe information. Something we already know about Richard Allen that makes him look bad. I don't know what that could be. It's almost like if I give you more information about this, or the how, or the why, or something like that, it'll show you how they obtained this information in a way that can't be used, hence making that fruit of the poisonous tree. Clarify 8 of Wands and 10 of Pentacles together. Biology, chemistry, scientific. Isn't the only thing that ties him the bullet that was unspent, that was found between the two girls? This is like, if we focus on what they don't have or what they're not presenting, and the focus on the why they're not presenting that part, or if there's something to present that would look favorable for Richard Allen, but it comes with some kind of guilty knowledge. That's the opening of the door that they need the other side to do. I don't know how to explain. They need someone that would be up on the stand giving some kind of testimony to trip over what they viewed as solid proof and drown in what they did to cover up for some kind of solid proof. What is the solid proof? Gift package, sad emotional in reverse, wealthy affluent upper class in reverse. Something that Richard Allen believes is being covered up about someone that they don't want to put into being involved in this. It's like, we wanna avoid opening this door because it makes this person look bad, and Richard Allen needs to open that door. One second, let me look something up really quick. Be right back. Okay, in Richard Allen's case, his defense claimed that the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German were tied to Odinism, suggesting a ritualistic killing by Odinist followers. However, Judge Francis Gohl ruled that this theory would not be presented to the jury as the defense did not provide admissible evidence linking Odinism to the murders. The judge found that the theory could confuse or mislead the jury. What can we know about this? Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. I need to ground in the burden of proof. I need to plant in the burden of proof in a solid way. I feel like that's the door that Richard Allen wants to reopen. But like Nine of Swords. Almost like needing to bait the other side into giving. Let me make sure my mic is still on because I paused that. Yeah, okay. So needing to bait the other side into giving something that opens that door in front of the jury, because then they would form the argument of wanting to question about that, like go down that line of questioning. Like after the jury heard it, even though it's, I don't know how to explain, needing to open that door, needing to open the door to have that whole thing revisited. Nine of Pentacles, but I'm on my own here. With what? King of Wands with this action. I'm on my own with this action. Is he testifying? Clarify Queen of Pentacles. Trash in reverse. I need to get something brought back in so I can ground it in a public way as a burden of proof. Propaganda, fake news, secret government program coming out again together, but now secret government program is reversed. Some kind of lie they want to keep hidden. Or some kind of skipping of steps in the investigation or wrong steps in the investigation that they want to keep hidden. Red flag words. Warning. I was warned about going in that direction. Nine of Pentacles. Clarify Nine of Pentacles. Danger. I was warned about going in that direction. There's danger if I get them to open that door. I feel like at some point after the initial bulldozing of what it feels like is going to be the beginning of this trial for which Richard Allen, it feels like the Hail Mary pass is his side trying to get the other side to go back on testimony on the stand so they can reopen the door to try and bring something in about the Odinism angle. If we can get this admitted, we can open this whole line of questioning up. But I was warned not to go there. Or somebody was. And I don't know if that's saying warned by the judge because initially the ruling was that that's not going to come in, or I don't know if that's Richard Allen thinking or knowing about himself or someone else that's been warned to not go there. King of Wands, acting drama in reverse. It feels like, and I don't know how this would play out, but it feels like there's some risky move coming from Richard Allen's side. Show me the risky move. Science experiment. I'm trying to see what would happen here if I run away, escape, put myself in a trap. Guilty knowledge. No. No as in no guilty knowledge, or no as in no something else? Oh, Democrat. No power. No power. I've been warned, but I don't think they'll actually go through with it. Couple. I don't think they'll actually go through with it. It feels like Richard Allen's team tries really hard to reopen the door to the Odinism angle, even though it puts him at risk of something, because there's been some kind of warning, but it feels like it doesn't work. But it's like this bulldoze energy, information that we currently don't know that comes in, looks really bad for him, and is able to kind of get them to like run him over with it, right? And then the rebuttal of is some form of trying to reopen the door to something that's already been deemed inadmissible. It doesn't work, but it causes some kind of drama within the case. What's the drama? Surveillance in reverse. We won't see it. Almost wondering if they're kind of anticipating something like that, and that's why there's this ruling on no electronics. Government. Oh. Almost like if Richard Allen feels like there's some way to prove that someone who was involved in the investigation is connected to that group somehow, but since that whole theory is inadmissible, he needs to get that person backed into a corner to go back on some kind of previous testimony or have their testimony fall apart so that he can reintroduce that angle and make it look like a giant setup type thing. Corrupted media source, regret. Someone would regret their initial testimony because it wasn't true. Someone who's been seen on the TV giving some kind of interview or statement. So it feels like someone who's high up involved in the investigation is who Richard Allen's side needs to get to go back on some kind of testimony that they've given as to open the door to reintroduce something which they believe would be fruit of the poisonous tree in Richard Allen's favor. But it doesn't feel like this is going to work. But it feels like it's going to create some kind of big drama within the case or some like blow up moment within the case. Ooh. Show me what happens start to finish when there is this attempt from Richard Allen's side to back someone else into a corner and do what I just explained. Show me start to finish what that's going to look like. Knight of Pentacles. So someone's kind of cool, calm, collected, looking like they are trustworthy up on the stand with the message that they're giving. 10 of Pentacles. I let them really go 10 toes down on what they're saying, really ground it in, really nail it home. Okay, that's your testimony. That's what you're saying. There's nothing incorrect about that testimony. Okay, then what? Page of Cups. I exploit their innocence because they don't see this kind of questioning coming. Three of Swords in reverse, a release of something. I get you comfortable, like not comfortable, but like you do your questioning. I'm like, okay, that's your questioning. That's your answers. That's a story and you're sticking to it. Yeah. Okay. Well, what about this? Why doesn't this add up with what you just said? Almost like if someone were to be like, okay, oh, wait, no, that's not all. I have one more question. My question is, why doesn't this plus this equals what you said? But not to Richard Allen, to someone who's testifying against his case. King of Wands in reverse. I'm trying to back you into a corner where there's no other action you can take other than go back on what you said before. Knight of Pentacles. Optical illusion in reverse. Someone who looks like they're telling the truth and is trustworthy. Ten of Pentacles, Desert Mirage in reverse. Someone who has all the resources or had resources at their disposal. Page of Cups, playing on the innocence. Water. Page of Cups, water. I'm expecting you to not see this coming when I question you in this way or when I bring this up. Three of Swords in reverse, a release of something. Fraud, cybercrime in reverse, some kind of data or information that we haven't seen yet. King of Wands in reverse. Plot twist in reverse. You expect this person to have a better rebuttal or answer, and they don't. How does this work for Richard Allen? Gift package in reverse. Riot in reverse. I have to take my shield down and take something back, but secret operation, but it's worth it to expose what's going on that people don't know about. I guess I'd word this as it feels like Richard Allen's team takes a big swing at something and it misses, but it exposes something. Stranger. Angry stranger. It's like trying to connect the dots between someone known and someone unknown. War. Almost like Richard Allen is trying to use someone else going back on previous testimony to shine light on someone who's trying to stay out of this or trying to stay in the background of this. And that is what Richard Allen's team believes is like a thread that's going to pull the whole thing apart. But it doesn't feel like it's going to work like that. Conspiracy theory doesn't feel like it's going to work like that because it's not true. That's what I'm getting. Is there anything else we can expect or anticipate to see when it comes to this trial? What else can we expect, especially in the beginning? The Star, something being made public about what? Six of Swords. Something being made public that makes what's going on easier to digest. Eight of Pentacles. Someone's been working really hard on this or on preparing this part. Ten of Swords to bring an ending to the devil. To bring an ending to the devil. To bring an ending to doubt. The prosecution feels as though they have something that to this point has been kind of kept behind the scenes that will bring an ending to any doubt here. Debt in reverse under the Star. I no longer owe you. I'm all paid up. This is no longer hidden. It's being revealed publicly. Success. Yeah. Six of Swords. whatever it is that's coming out that we don't know about yet that's supposed to be removing doubt from our minds about Richard Allen, it feels like it's success. It feels like it's something that's pretty solid. 8 of Pentacles, trash in reverse. Someone's working really hard to put all the pieces together. I'm getting like a shredded paper effect. You thought this was shredded, but I'm putting it all back in place. Things that were difficult to connect before will connect more easy. 10 of Swords. No, no painful ending. Whatever it is that Richard Allen is trying to open that door to, it's not going to work. It gets denied again. Oh, mental health in reverse, meeting. Mental health in reverse, meeting. There's nothing for those who are involved that the door opening would affect. They don't have to be worried about anything because it's not going to work. The Devil, bring an ending to the Devil. Female in reverse. Whoever it is that they're trying to publicly lure into some kind of trap, it feels like this devil is actually Richard Allen, putting an ending to the Devil. It feels like Richard Allen takes some kind of swing and a miss at that door opening thing, and it actually kinda it seals his fate instead. Feels like something goes horribly wrong for, like, Richard Allen during this trial. Celebrity, something everyone will be talking about. Disposing of evidence, pretending not to see something, New World Order, disconnecting, neighborhood high vibes, disconnecting the neighborhood from high vibes. There's certain dots that Richard Allen is gonna try and connect at his own expense as that Hail Mary pass, and it's gonna make things worse for him, not better. Democrat in reverse, I lose my power because of it. That's what I'm getting. I feel like this trial is not gonna go very good for Richard Allen. I feel like there's gonna be some kind of big blow up drama. It feels like the middle-ish of trial, where maybe it even looks like it's gonna have to stall or something's gonna have to change, or maybe a juror gets removed or something like that. There's something that comes of some kind of drama, but I feel like Richard Allen is gonna try and pull some slick move that's not him himself, but, like, his team. It's not going to work, though, and it actually makes things worse for him, not better, but it's like we have to at least try. That's what I'm getting. Um Let me know if you have any questions or if there's like a piece of this that you can help make more sense or that I can look back into. But that's what I'm getting. I feel like, again, he's going to get bulldozed by something in the beginning that doesn't look good for him, but it's something that we don't know yet. Um, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Please remember that this is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not fact. Talk to you soon.